Hello, church. We have what I believe is some really exciting news as we, as a congregation, come to our faithful completion, have this commitment to finish well. Some of the things that we've been hearing from the congregation during our listening sessions and one-on-one conversations is that we continue to make this space available to the community. The community doesn't want to lose this space. And so we've been trying to work with our building partners as well as the conference to figure out how we can sort of ensure that will happen. And the plan right now is that we know that at least for the next year, it will continue to be made available. Ultimately, the conference has a task force that's looking at all the property owned by the conference from congregations that have shut down, and they will make recommendations regarding what to do moving forward in a strategic way that hopefully also honors some of the goals of affordable housing, of social justice, as well as future ministry within the Methodist denomination, and ministry without. The bishop, as he came in, he presented a mile, each thing standing that, for a letter. M is for ministry that matters. I is an itineration that makes sense and supports the local congregation as well as the clergy. L is increased lay ministry, and E is a focus on eliminating racism. And then our district superintendent went even further, and all the clergy have been doing this book study, which I've asked everybody in the congregation to read, around See No Stranger. And we've talked about those words, right? There's xenophobia, which is fear of the stranger, but xenophilia, phileo, the love of a brother, love like a family of a stranger. Xenophilia. What does that look like for us to finish well and really truly love a stranger? So we have, at last night at our leadership meeting with those who were in attendance, voted unanimously to bring in a predominantly Latino congregation. This is a very young congregation that started during the pandemic doing Facebook Live events. And then as COVID wound down, they emerged and continued to gather. So this church is only 3 years old, but it's running about 115 people in attendance with many young families and young people engaged and involved. And they are looking for a place, a consistent place to be able to gather and worship. And in the last 3 years, they've been in 11 different locations. And long term, we don't know what we can do and what the conference will do, but we have been able to put together and get approval from the conference as well to give them a 1-year lease. So for the next year, this congregation, this building, this sanctuary is going to be used for Christian worship through a predominantly Latino congregation. The church is called Alive, and we will share in the midweek email. There'll be links to their Facebook page and website so you can look and see what they're about. They will be at our community meeting next week, and then we are looking and starting to plan at least one combined worship service before our final service on June 30th to be able to, as we exit this space as a congregation, to allow another congregation in, a young congregation that is vibrant and growing, a congregation that is predominantly people of color, and the reality of systemic racism with generational wealth limiting opportunities for them to be able to have space that is predominantly theirs and not just borrowing, using, coming in late, having to pack up and get out. And so this space for the next year will be theirs. And I'm super excited about that we can finish well, we can support a young, vibrant congregation, and we can actually say we are taking action to put our building, this space, to the things that we as Methodists say is important, such as eliminating racism, about supporting and social justice, about creating opportunity. And I think this is my hope, my desires, my prayers, is that this is an investment into the future, into this young congregation who has an opportunity, at least for a year, to thrive, to grow, to find some stability. And who knows what can happen, but we get to be a part of making that happen. So I'm really excited about that. This Sunday, come join us for service. Pastor Anna Cho will be sharing here at West Portland, and I will be over at Vermont Hills. And then Sunday afternoon, the clergy, as well as some lay leaders, so Lori Davis will be attending a masterclass with Valerie Kaur around See No Stranger. What does xenophilia, what does the love of a stranger, radical hospitality, actually look like as we work to eliminate racism in the United Methodist Church. Thank you all.